Hey guys, welcome back to Zakari Hikari. My name is Zach, and here we discuss everything related to conscious manifestation, consciousness, higher consciousness, all that good stuff. So today I just wanted to hop on. I don't have a script or anything, necessarily prepared for this video, so I'm just gonna let whatever comes out come out, and I'm not gonna edit it. I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit, okay? So I've been getting a lot of clients like already. I'm so grateful. You guys are amazing. Everyone has just been so great to work with. And again, I mean, everyone that I've been speaking with, really, they understand the law. They just want like a little bit of tweaking for their situation, right? But I just felt kind of inspired to come on here today and remind you guys that no matter what you're doing with manifestation, I want you guys to remember you're not manifesting anything. Manifest literally means to make seen. So 99.9999999% of your experience of reality is unseen. It's existing in energetic potential. Okay? Through your focus and awareness, you are literally choosing. That's all you're doing. You're choosing your experience of reality through focusing and awareness. So whether that means you're affirming, you're visualizing, you're imagining, whatever it is, you're stepping into the version of yourself and returning to the version of yourself who already has the thing, the person, the life, whatever it is. You're just being that person. You are reality. And that's why I cannot stand, I'm seeing all these coaches and they're saying, oh, just, get your manifestation overnight, or, the robotic affirmation technique. Guys, robotic affirmations, I'm sorry, it's bullshit. I hate to tell you this, like, it's bullshit. Will you get some things through robotically affirming? Yeah, you will, because you have zero resistance to it, and you're declaring and you're bypassing your mind. But what I'm seeing with all my clients is everyone who's robotically affirming, they're typically becoming more aware of the absence of the thing that they actually want. And then they get the opposite result. Like, I'm sorry, but if you want to affirm 24/7, 40, like, what are you going to do? Do that for the rest of your life? It's not about reprogramming the subconscious mind. It's not about hammering something outside of you. You are literally just choosing to be. And every time your awareness falls out of that decision, we're going back to it again and again and again. That's all you're doing. And then eventually it hardens into fact. And even when it hardens into fact, if your awareness focuses on an old story that you think is real, because again, the past doesn't exist, it's only existing in your awareness of it, you move to that reality again in that moment. This isn't like a thing where you get the thing and then you just have it forever. Like, you need to always be, for the rest of your life, you need to be aware of what you're focusing on and where your awareness is. Because that's literally what is creating your life. We have a little guest star today. I hear Ranma, here he comes. He's on the outside of the door trying to come in. Come here, babies. Yeah, he's in his own little world. So it is a point of, you make the decision, you go to your I am, you decide what it is that you want, and that is it. Like, that's the whole game of manifestation. But you need to then stay there. Like, what are you actually thinking or assuming in the back of your mind? Are you still remembering the old story? Are you still hashed out in the old story? Are you saying, oh, they haven't changed yet? Because again, no one's changing. They are just being as you are. You are reality. What is this cat doing? Rama, hey. Took a piece of dried flour from downstairs and brought it up. Come here, babies. Come say hi. He's shy. So who are you being? Like, really, in this moment, from moment to moment to moment, you need to be asking yourself, what am I actually assuming in the back of my mind? And remember, an assumption is just a thought that you've thought over and over and over again. Oh, we have the guest star. Say hi, Rama. Say hello. Say hello. Again, if you guys don't know, this cat was literally on death's door, and he finishes his treatment this Wednesday. So he's like absolutely. He went from 2.4 kilo to today he was 4.2. So he's like absolutely fine. And again, that was through my assumption and deciding. And once I decided he was fine, I stayed in that awareness that everything was perfect. He was perfect. There was nothing to fix. There was nothing to change. And what I'm also noticing with a lot of my clients is, like, you guys are like, yeah, well, I try imagining, or I try doing this, or I try doing that, and I'm not getting anything. But again, you're not, the process is not what's creating your reality. You are the process. You need to put yourself at the center of your reality by knowing that you are reality. And then the processes are just how you're focusing your attention. Okay, and what I've been able to do with a lot of people, and what basically the flow of the call is, usually people are so lost in their own circumstances or their own, like, the thing that they've created, the unwanted reality for themselves, that they can't even see what they're actually assuming. It takes me like literally 5 seconds. I'll be like, okay, but you're telling yourself this story, and that's why this process keeps repeating, or this is why you keep getting the same experience in love, or why all your SPs are looking the same. They're treating you this way. It's usually one like little thing that they just want help understanding, and then I help them switch it back. But again, if you guys like sit there with yourselves long enough, you'll see it yourself. It's not you are reality. You are the light and the soul consciousness of your reality. The versions of people, events, things, everything is existing as that one consciousness. If you haven't seen my video on consciousness, I'll link it at the end of this video. But you are that one light of consciousness. And then just like this behind me, all the stars, pretend there's one big light. And all the stars are having that light shine through them. It's their own individual personal bubble of reality. But within that version of reality, they are aligning with all the other multitudes and limitless and unlimited and endless versions of other people based on their own assumptions, because they are the only thinker in their reality. Guys, I get it. It like completely goes against everything that we've ever thought in our lives before. I totally understand that. But you guys need to really start owning your power with this. Like I know, especially I talk to a lot of clients, and you guys have been on this journey for a really long time. You've been listening to all these other coaches out there who just say, just robotically affirm, and they get you. They get into your fears. Like they are successful because they're selling a solution to something that doesn't really, I'm trying to get you guys to go beyond that. It's not just do a process and get what you want. That's not how this works. The processes are absolutely powerful, but it's your focus and awareness that you are the process. Like you are one with it, and getting you to that level where you're deciding and creating from there, and then returning to that decision over and over again. You're not just trying to affirm to get something outside of you and then you lose it again. Where do you guys think hot and cold behavior or hot and cold manifestations come from? It's because you're assuming something, you get it, and then you go right back to assuming the old thing again, and then as soon as it came in, it goes again. And I was going to make a separate video on this, but you guys need to also like understand, where are you putting your power? Like you can't be sitting here and you're affirming or trying to be the version of yourself who has all this abundance and has this limited amount or unlimited amount of money, but at the same time you're listening to the news all day and they're talking about the economy, or they're talking about all these other like, you know, terrible things that are going on in the world, and you're putting all your power to that. Like you cannot serve two masters. Like you can't. That includes everything, the music you're listening to. You know, Taylor Swift, I respect her as an artist. I will never listen to her. I mean, come on, guys. Like, love isn't love unless it's toxic. Isn't that one of her lyrics that she's always affirming? And then she goes through relationship and relationship and relationship. She's absolutely successful as an artist, but she's literally affirming that relationships are difficult in all her music. I won't listen to things or take in things that are literally the opposite of what I'm trying to decide for myself, because that is literally giving your attention to something. Like, you need to be very cautious. Where are you putting your attention? If you can sit there and you can absolutely know that it's just music, it's not affecting you, whatever, fine, listen to whatever you want. I find that when I'm connecting to music and movies and shows and things that empower me or make me feel limitless, you just stay in that energy all day. Like, you need to be really aware throughout the day. Where is your assumptions? What are you assuming? Where are you putting your focus, right? Like, where are you putting your light of awareness? Because that's what you're going to have in your life. It's not your people talk about the mirror principle and life is reflecting back to you. Yeah, but I even think that's a limited way to look at it. Life literally just is as you are. Like, from moment to moment, when you decide that you are somebody, you are now in that reality. And then when you start telling the old story, or you start putting your assumptions on the past, or a past that doesn't exist, or you start giving power to these thoughts you're having, or whatever it is, you are keeping yourself there again. It's a never-ending cycle. You guys need to understand that. And then what I see is clients will, you know, they'll have the thing that they want. They understand that it works, and then they don't do it. Like, guys, you need to, however it works for you, you need to figure out how do you actually saturate and stay in the wish of your wish fulfilled? How are you living there from moment to moment to moment? How are you being that person? Right? Are you being aware of who you're being? Are you aware of what you're actually thinking? Are you even aware of your old story? All you're doing is bringing your awareness to awareness, and then you are consciously making sure that you're shifting your awareness from moment to moment to moment. And then when a circumstance pops up, you are just giving it the meaning and then going back to awareness. Like, it's not I understand that all the SP videos and all this and all that, like that's what, people get addicted to, but you don't need that. You only need me. You only need your I am. You are reality. There's nothing outside of you. And I understand people that there's going to be different videos that I make that are going to resonate with people who are at different levels of consciousness on this journey. That's why I'm breaking it down. I have some basic videos like my 101 manifestation, what is consciousness video. I did that for people who aren't at the level to even understand what consciousness is. But the people who are at the top level, you guys tend to know it, and then you're still not doing it because you can't separate yourself and understand that the past literally does not exist. It is existing in your consciousness of it. Like this is literally a video game. Think of it as a video game. So if you actually understand and you've read the law and the promise, you understand that we as consciousness, as God, for the sole purpose of expansion, has divided itself into different points of consciousness for the sole purpose of having desires and then expanding through the fulfillment of those desires. Like, think of it this way. You came into this body as a soul to have the human experience, and you chose the difficulty level of the video game. Do I want to have a really easy time? Do I want to have a medium time? Or do I want to have a really hard time? And before you chose the difficulty of your life, because the more difficult it is, the harder the journey is, but the more chances you're going to have of awakening. Because think of it, how often do you see people, they have like a pretty decent life, they're overall happy, they're not really like having that many issues in their life, but they're also not really awakened. They're just they're just kind of keeping a pretty easy life and they're overall happy, but they're not awakening. And they don't need to in this version of themselves. They have no desire to, and that's absolutely fine. There's another version of themselves in an alternate parallel reality or a different world of theirs where they are going through the difficulties. But you need to understand, you need to be thankful for your circumstances, because out of all the versions of you, this is the one that had the difficulties. Like, this is the one that allows you to awaken, so then you can choose between all those other realities or versions of yourself that you want to be. So like a video game, you literally choose, okay, what's my personality like? What is my views on love like? What type of money do I make? What type of job do I have? Where do I live? Like, you're literally going through and you're choosing your avatar or your character or whatever it is, and then you're keeping your focus on being that person. But that also includes your past and your future. It's not just one thing. Like, it's everything in this moment of now, because there's only the moment of now. So you can't be aware of being two things at the same time. It's absolutely, it's not possible. Like, you just can't. And you have to be really honest with yourself in this moment. Who am I being? And that's where I see a lot of people panic, because they're like, oh my God, I've been being this person this whole time, and how do I shift to this person? And how do I, but the most common word that comes up in my coaching sessions is but what about, and it's like, doesn't matter. Now, I will say the one, and people have been being very amazing in saying, you're adding, thank you so much, you're adding so much value. I'm only adding value because I understand this at a high level where I can immediately see where you're going wrong and like give you the quick fix to give you something to change about it, and just guiding you back to what you already know. Like, it's not this big thing. That's why I don't believe in having to do all these courses to reprogram. That's why I don't believe in coaches who give you like little bits and then they want you to keep coming back for more. Like, you shouldn't need more than a couple coaching sessions to step into your power. Like, that's it. You need to realize you are reality. Like, you are the I am. I am that I am. God said in the beginning, let there be light. The light of consciousness is everything. That is it. And your individual personalized section of that light of consciousness is choosing your life. And again, that is happening just like a video game. You just choose, okay, I want to be this. I am this. I have this. And then you just keep your attention on being the person who has it. That's it. Is that like making sense? Like, do you prefer I preach this in Japanese? Will that get through to you guys a lot more? I mean, listen, I'm gonna go down and break down the basics or whatever else. I'm just trying to get something out there to kind of connect with you guys and remind you guys, because I got a lot of comments that people like the video I did. I mean, you guys like whatever I put out, I know that. But some people preferred the board and I was going through, and some people just prefer this motivational talk to remind you that you are the power. Like, literally, you are reality. There's nothing outside of you. There's nothing existing outside of you. There's no one outside of you. Everyone is their own individual point of consciousness, and everyone within their own individual world is choosing their own versions of other people through their own assumptions. And you're just getting one infinite, unlimited version of somebody. That means they're still a real person. It's still a real experience of reality. It's just the version that's showing up that is interacting with you in this reality is only reflecting or being as you are. That is it. And I know that you guys, when you start to experience this, it's like, oh my God, this is like a total mind F. I'm trying to watch my my language, because I don't know how much YouTube's going to like that. But it really does start to, it literally is kind of dismantling all the beliefs that you've had about how life works up until this point. And it's really hard, and it sounds crazy. Like, your 3D linear mind doesn't want to accept it, because it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. This goes against everything that I've lived up until this point. Everything I've lived up until this point has told me that linear time exists. Everything. And I get that. And what you're going to see is, the more you dismantle this, the more you return to your I am, the more that you put yourself at the center of your reality. Like, the more that you're doing that on a consistent, constant basis, you're going to see, like, you're going to shift so quickly, and that's where the glitches are going to happen. And then you're going to get freaked out because you're like, oh my God, nothing seems consistent anymore. Yeah, because you've kind of like taken apart that belief in linear time, and now you're just kind of like a time jumper, jumping around all the time. And how do you fix that? Through consistent focus on who you are, through consistent focus on being the person who is living the life that they already want. And that means you have to stop taking your cues and your power from outside. Buy the pearl. As Neville Goddard, the great pearl of price, you need to buy the pearl. You need to understand that you are reality, not tarot cards, not astrology, not fortune tellers, not politicians. Nothing has power over you unless you give it power. That's why tarot cards and all that shit, like, yeah, it's real, it will work because you're believing in it. And they're only telling you who you're already being. There's no such thing as like a set destiny that you have to fulfill. That literally does not exist. The only destiny you have is to awaken to who you really are. That's why you're here in the first place. How you do that and what you make out of your life is completely up to your choice, and it's completely limited to be who you are. There's no limits or conditions or outside circumstances that can stop you from being the person that you choose to be. And in your decision, as I am, reality has to conform around who you're being from moment to moment to moment. But you need to understand, and if you haven't seen my video on revising linear time, or time doesn't exist, I forget the title of it, go watch it. Literally, go watch that, because you are choosing every moment of now who you are, irrespective of what came before it, irrespective of what's going to come after it, because nothing comes after it. It's just right now. It's just the moment of now shifting 1 billion times per second, and you, through your conscious awareness, are linking everything together so it all connects. That's why people have overnight success or overnight manifestations, because they're able to literally decide in that moment and stay in that decision long enough without caring and without feeling like it's outside of them or this desperation for it. They feel the love of their desire and the fulfillment of it. Neville says, wear the fulfillment of your wish fulfilled like a cologne. You want to keep it around with you. You want to stay in it, right? And people will say, yeah, but the feeling of the wish fulfilled is really just the feeling of making that decision. I agree. But the more you're making that decision, the more you're naturally going to feel those natural feelings of love, fulfillment, wealth, money, whatever it is, because you're staying in that state so long that you're saturating yourself with it and you stay there. Guys, this is literally an unlimited power. Your entire world, down to like everything, is your awareness, all of it. And I can't make you believe this until you actually experience it for yourself. Your entire world is as you are. from moment to moment to moment. And manifestation, conscious creation, is really just assuming from moment to moment who you are, irrespective of what's going on out there, because those conditions are just you. They're your assumptions pushed out. That's what everyone is you pushed out means. Everything is just as you are. That's it. Okay? So I wanted to just come on here and give you guys this like nice little reminder. I have other videos that I want to do in different ways as well, but I want to keep these ones as well. I know you guys really like when I'm just like going off and explaining to you that you are the light of the world. You can have everything that you want. You are consciousness. You are love. But I want to also break this down, because if you understand the mechanics behind it as well, it does make it easier for your logical mind to understand it and buy the pearl. Okay? So I'm going to have some other videos coming out this week. I have another hero related inspired work video coming out. I think I'm going to release it probably around like August 20th or 21st. It's going to coincide with something that's pretty exciting. So I'm going to have that out for you guys soon. If you need my help, if you just want to talk to me, or you want a little bit of guidance to understand like who you're actually being and how can you quickly shift that, all my contact details are in the description box of this video. You can reach out to me, book a session. I'm more than happy to help you guys. The clients I've had so far have been so amazing. But again, you are reality. You are everything in your world. You are the center of it. Keep putting yourself there and just be the person you want to be. All right? That's it. I love you guys. I hope you guys are having a great